Hakioi listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. You can join me on your favourite pod streaming service. You can also hear this restreamed in audio on YouTube. Don't forget to join me at Instagram or X. Welcome to day one of the Autumn Basho being held at the Kokugikan Sumo Stadium at Ryogoku in Tokyo. High expectations for our two Yokozunas who have entered their Yokozuna period with a little bit of spits and spurts, not really firing just yet. The rivalry hasn't quite kicked off. But injuries aside, they are quality wrestlers and we expect big things from them. We have Wakataka Kage at Sekiwake. He needs 11 wins to ensure he gets Ozeki promotion to join our sole Ozeki, Kodazakura, who's been a bit injured with his poor knee for some time now. Our new Ukrainian hotshot, Ayanishiki, he starts in the Sanyaku at Komusubi. July Yusho winner, Kota Shoho. He's out to show he is not a single flash in the pan Yusho winner, but he's down at Megashira 5. So let's have a look at day one of the Aki Basho. Yokozuna 1 East, Onosato, he faced Komusubi West Ayanishiki in a day one grandstand match. Is it a Yusho defining race on day one? Well, it's as close as it can be. Ayanishiki, he got blasted out of the ring with two good thrusts the last time they met in July. So he's been training hard to try and defend that initial touchy-eye blast from the Yokozuna. Onosato, he repeated the exercise, blasted out of the touchy-eye to put the Komusubi on the defensive. And in his defense, Ayanishiki did better this time to try and pull him up. But in his thrusting charge, Onosato changed direction slightly, got a hand on the belt and drove Ayanishiki down sideways in the ring for a Yori Teioshi frontal force down win. Yokozuna West Hoshoryu, he faced the granddad of sumo Tamawashi up over 1,700 consecutive bouts. Tamawashi has had a few half-hearted hankers before against Hoshoryu. He knows the danger of having Hoshoryu on the belt or going belt to belt with him. Super slippery dohyo tonight. It's been a very wet Tokyo this week, almost brought about Hoshoryu's downfall, so the humidity is quite high. Hoshoryu nearly slipped on that surface. It's very emblematic of the Nagoya Basho to have a slippery surface. Either way, a big touchy eye as Hoshoryu drove forward fast, almost slipping as he did. He kept up the thrusting forward as Tamawashi retreated to the bales. Hoshoryu almost slipped down again and then smacked Tamawashi's knee inwards as he pulled Tamawashi down to the side. Look, incredible ring sense from Hoshoryu as he then, going down forwards, he pulled his arm around his body to delay his touchdown until Tamawashi went down and hit the deck. It was very close, but no mono-e from the judges. Hoshoryu probably looked a little bit tentatively at the shimpans. No one put their hand up. So Hoshoryu has a clean record with a Watashikomi outside leg pushdown for his first day. Kodazakura, he got a good touchy eye and drove Abi back and over. Big forceful drive. Abi's Nodowa didn't have any effect. He was on the retreat early. Kodazakura gets an Oshidashi. Clean record for day one. Wakataka Kage and Hako Oho. Look, Hako Oho did the same to Wakataka Kage with a really big touchy eye and a following drive. Wakataka Kage hit at the touchy eye, but then made a bit of a decision to retreat. He got chased from the ring. He had nothing in defense. It was fast and hard by Hako Oho. Look, this was a bit of a bad loss for Wakataka Kage. He really didn't have an answer to the power drive. I think he made a bad choice. And he knows that. He looked very frustrated at that loss. Oshidashi for Hako Oho. Oho made a bit of a blunder in his match against Kirishima. The technician is not a good way to do it. Good touchy eye. Oho then reached in with his right hand to get the belt, but his left hand was nowhere. He got the belt, but he left himself in a bit of a diagonal sideways position to Kirishima, and that's all he needed. He grabbed with both hands and drove Oho back over with that poor position, Yorakiri. Atami Fuji and Takayasu, they faced off in a battle of the bigger lads. Takayasu, he came out fast and hard, tried to get the advantage, but Atami Fuji kept going for the double belt, ended up in a good position. They battled it out. Takayasu went back to the bales. Look, Tamifuji, he belly pumped hard to get Takayasu upright, and over the bales he went Yorikiri. Wakamoto Haru, he had a good belt win over Kuroshoho Yorikiri. Hirodumi, he got a slap down Hataki Komi on Gonayama. Gonayama came out fast and drove hard, but Hirodumi retreated, got a hand on the back of Gonayama's neck and pushed him down at the bales. Ichi Yamamoto, he couldn't make his thrusting finish the job, ran out of steam, ended up on the belt with Onakatsu. That didn't work. Onakatsu then got a Yorikiri win. Ura tried a little bit of orthodox sumo, almost made it work before Oshoma defended at the bales with the Ura going for the Yorikiri. They exchanged some thrusting and kept at arm's length for a while. They tested each other. Ura tried a leg grab, didn't get it. Oshoma tried to pull him down a few times, get the Hataki Komi going, but in the end, Ura ended up going in hard and low for the leg, almost got an Ashitori leg pick, but then he gave him an Oshidashi push out while he had the leg. Oshoma went over the bales. They gave it an Oshidashi, and Ura got the win there. Midori Fuji got in a belt battle with the much taller Kimbozan, but to his credit, Midori Fuji got himself a really good rear grip on the knot, or just next to the knot of Kimbozan's belt. He tried to turn, got Midori Fuji over to the bales, and then side by side he tried to pull Midori Fuji over front ways, but Midori Fuji had a better rear grip, got better leverage, forced Kimbozan to go over forwards first, who then touched down just before Midori Fuji with his hand. Shitatanage overhand belt throw. Daieisho, former Sekiwake, now at Magashira 10 after his injury in July. What can we say about him other than it's got to be a fun week with him down the Bunsuke? If anyone had a chance over Daieisho, maybe it was the hard and fast charging thruster Fujinokawa. He tried hard to get in fast on Daieisho from the Tachiai to negate that thrashing from the human thrashing machine, but Daieisho, he is super strong. He just pushed him back, and then he unleashed a furiously brutal Sapari drive to slam Fujinokawa over the bales and into the alley. I expect more of that this week. That could be fun. Oshidashi is the call. Tsurunomi lost Yorikiri to Shodai. Sadly, Mitakayumi, whose mother passed away a couple of days ago, he unexpectedly turned up and he fought today, but he lost a strength battle on the belt with Roga Yorikiri. Our thoughts go to Mitakayumi. Meisei beat Toki Hayate Oshidashi. Sadnumi drove Asakoryu out fast and hard. Yorikiri. Strange fight of the night goes to the flying and spinning monkey Tobizaru, who had quite the bout against the big Shononumi. Shononumi had a pretty good time in Juryo, came back, was in pretty good form there, got 10 wins. Came back, tried to grab the back of Tobizaru's belt and go for an Okuridashi, but as he did that, Tobizaru then did a full 360 spin to get him off the belt. It's a very dangerous move, but then he turned around, did the full pirouette, then did it again, and then did it again. So 3 times he's done the big full pirouette spin to get Shononumi off the back of his belt. They split across the ring as they both tripped. Shononumi almost fell out of the ring, but they recovered, then re-engaged and thrusted at each other, but big Shononumi, he ran out of power. Tobizaru got a hold of him, and Oshidashi push out was the result. Tomokaze drove Nishikigi out, as did Ryuden over the debutante Hitoshi, both easy jobs there. Deiseisan and Shishi faced off with a good Tachiai. Both got a hand on the belt as they moved around the ring, but Shishi tried to take advantage and move his grip. Deiseisan used the grip to pull on Shishi. It's almost an Iwata Dashinage, but they called it an Iwatanage as Deiseisan got a hand on the back of his neck and the belt and threw him down. And that was all it took. That is day one. I hope you caught my day in commentary on the Sunday morning sumo show tonight with JJ. That was fun. Unfortunately, I did promise to go on Sumo Mainichi for Juryo tonight. Unfortunately, Dave and I were working on some technical difficulties. We just couldn't make it work. Possibly next Sunday if we can sort that out. Here's hoping for a healthy and fighting Yokozunas for the Akibasho. It should be a good tournament. Thanks for joining me. Let's learn sumo.